Welcome back to Everyday Tech Explained. Today, we're going to be diving into the world of AI tools that you can use every single day, specifically the ones that are actually worth paying for.
Right.
We're checking out an article by David Gewirtz. He's a senior contributing editor over at ZDNET, and he uses AI tools professionally. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to help us out. David breaks down 2 AI tools that he actually shells out money for, and we're going to unpack why.
What's fascinating about this is that David isn't just playing around with these tools, he's using them to run businesses, develop software, and even create music. So when he says that an AI tool is worth paying for, it's because it's seriously impacting his productivity.
Okay, so the first tool that he highlights is ChatGPT Plus. And it sounds like it's become his secret weapon for coding, specifically when it comes to APIs.
Yeah, he talks about how ChatGPT Plus can actually generate code for published APIs. Usually you'd have to dig through tons of documentation, find examples, and basically teach yourself how to use each API. ChatGPT Plus cuts out all that tedious work.
See, this is where I get lost. I kind of get what APIs are, but why is that such a big deal for a developer?
Well, APIs are basically how different pieces of software talk to each other. Let's say you're building an app, and that app needs to access data from, say, Twitter. You would need to use Twitter's API. But each API has its own kind of quirks and rules, and learning those can be a huge time sink.
So ChatGPT Plus is like having a translator who speaks fluent API.
Exactly. It can take your request, hey, I need to pull this data from Twitter, and spit out the exact code you need, perfectly formatted for Twitter's API. David says that this saves him hours, sometimes even days of work.
Wow, okay. I'm starting to see the appeal. But wasn't David also trying out some other AI tools?
He was. He specifically mentioned Google Gemini and Notion AI. He even pointed out that Notion AI, while promising, is quite pricey and has some limitations, especially for programming tasks. But ultimately, he found that neither of them really held a candle to ChatGPT Plus for what he needed.
I can see how that would be frustrating. You hear all this hype about the next big AI tool, but then it doesn't deliver.
Right, and that's why David's perspective is so valuable. He's not just following the hype. He's actually testing these tools in the trenches and seeing what works.
So ChatGPT Plus is great for coding, but is that all it does?
Not even close. David actually describes it as a research assistant and even a sounding board for solving problems. He says it goes way beyond just a Google search.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What does he mean by sounding board?
Think of it like this. You're stuck on a problem, maybe like a design challenge or a business decision. Instead of just Googling it, you can actually have a back and forth with ChatGPT Plus. You explain your problem, ask questions, and it can offer different perspectives and solutions.
So it's like brainstorming with a super intelligent AI.
Exactly, and that can be incredibly valuable, especially when you need to think outside the box or get unstuck.
Now, that's something I haven't heard anyone else really talk about.
Yeah, it's a different way to use AI, that's for sure. But it sounds like David has found a real sweet spot with ChatGPT Plus.
Definitely. But David doesn't stop there. He actually pays for a second AI tool, MidJourney. And this one is all about creating images.
Now, this is where things get visually interesting. What's interesting here is that ChatGPT Plus actually comes with DALL-E 3, which is also an image generation tool. But David actually prefers MidJourney, particularly for creating a monthly promotional image for his wife's business.
Hold on, why would he pay for MidJourney if he already has DALL-E 3? There has to be something special about it.
There is. David highlights MidJourney's ability to incorporate very specific details. Details related to hobbies and styles. For example, let's say he needs an image for a promotion related to knitting. He can actually tell MidJourney to incorporate elements of a specific knitting style, like Fair Isle or Aran knitting. And it will actually understand and generate an image that reflects those nuances.
So it's not just about creating a generic picture of knitting needles. It's about capturing the essence of a specific craft.
Precisely. David says DALL-E 3 just doesn't offer that same level of control for that kind of detailed customization.
That makes sense. If he's trying to target a specific audience, like knitters who appreciate those styles, that level of detail would be really crucial.
Exactly. And think about the time he saves. Instead of spending hours in Photoshop trying to create those very specific effects, MidJourney can do it in minutes.
It sounds like MidJourney is a real game changer for visual content creation, especially if you need that level of artistic control. But isn't image generation kind of subjective? What looks good to one person might not appeal to another.
You're absolutely right. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to art. That's why it's so interesting that David actually uses both DALL-E 3 and MidJourney. He says having multiple tools allows him to explore different creative possibilities and find the best fit for each project.
That's a really good point. It's not about picking one winner. It's about having a diverse set of tools that you can use strategically.
Right, it's like a chef having a variety of knives, each one suited for a specific task. You wouldn't use a paring knife to carve a roast, would you?
Definitely not. Speaking of other tools, David does mention using Photoshop Generative Fill, but he doesn't really consider it a separate AI expense, since he already subscribes to Adobe Creative Cloud.
It's like a bonus feature, right? Which brings up an important point. AI is no longer just about these standalone products. It's becoming integrated into the tools we already use. So even if you're not ready to pay for a dedicated AI tool like ChatGPT Plus or MidJourney, you might already be benefiting from AI in your existing software.
That's really true. It's almost like AI is sneaking up on us. But David's experience really highlights the power of finding those dedicated AI tools that truly align with your needs.
And he makes it clear that while these tools are powerful, they're meant to enhance his skills, not replace them. He still brings his own creativity and expertise to the table.
That's such an important message. These tools can be incredible time savers and idea generators, but ultimately it's still up to us humans to guide the process and make those creative decisions.
Right, they're like powerful assistants, not replacements.
Well, this has been a fascinating look at two AI tools that are actually worth paying for, at least according to David Gewirtz. But his experience is just one perspective, Ryan. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on ChatGPT Plus and MidJourney? Have you tried either of them?
Are you considering adding them to your workflow?
Maybe you found another AI tool that you think is worth the investment? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah,
We'd love to hear about your experiences and insights.
absolutely.
Choosing the right AI tools can really make a huge difference in your productivity and creativity.
For sure.
And that's what we're all about here at Everyday Tech Explained,
Right.
helping you get the most out of the latest technology. So hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful deep dives into the world of tech.
And that's it for today's look at Everyday Tech Explained, where we learned about two powerful AI tools that are actually worth paying for.
What do you think about ChatGPT Plus and MidJourney?
Have you tried either of them, or are you considering adding them to your workflow?
Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful deep dives into the world of technology.